Hi, I'm Hannes Dreyer, a founder of the Wealth Creators Method, where our mission is to help you to create, to grow, to protect your wealth. And I've just finished with the first reading of my new book called PowerGoals, How to Set and Achieve Goals that Turn Your Dreams into Reality. Today is the 1st of April 2020. We're in the beginning of something that I know, if I look at what's happening around me, that's going to turn out to be a bad thing to millions of people throughout the world. And I think of all the countries, perhaps America is going to be hit the hardest. But if they are hit, we're going to feel it, my friend. And for that reason, you need to prepare. There's a lot of people that's going to suffer because of this. Now, we think that the virus is bad. Now, here's the problem. First of all, it's our health. The second thing is busy happening already. I saw a graph this morning. The spending money goes down like this. It's almost like it hit a cliff and it's in free fall. Now, what does that mean? It means that people that were secure and that thought that they were secure and that had businesses, suddenly that business is gone. Can you imagine what's going to happen with that person? The bank says that they're going to help you. The banks are going to put you in a more awkward situation than what you are already. So unless you've got the skills to be able to take you out of that situation, you're going to have a serious problem. And you're going to lose perhaps a lot of more than what you bargained for. But that is not the biggest problem, because each and every entrepreneur, guess what? He's got 5 or 10 people that is working for him, that rely on that are wonderful people, that's been with him for years. They're part of a family. So we're not sitting here with a health issue. We're sitting with a financial issue. That's not the worst thing. The worst thing that can happen, and that is going to happen, will be a social problem. And that social problem will have a psychological effect. And that psychological effect, one of the things that I do, I'm serious into cryptos. I've developed the Dreyer crypto psychological indicator that measure the fear factor, because this is how I operate. I understand that when there's fear, there's opportunities. And I'm looking for events to happen like it is happening. And this is why I'm sharing this with you. Events that happen like this, because this morning the fear factor was at 97%, and I don't think we're there. I think for the first time since 2017 in the crypto market, we're going to get to 100% fear factor within the next couple of months, or that's what I think. But the fear factor is so high, and that spells to the majority of people disaster. But to a couple of people that has got power goals and that have set that power goals and that stick to the power goals, I know it's going to be difficult. But if you stick to this process, first of all, there's going to be hope. And the moment that give a person hope, and the moment that you've got the hope, then everything starts to change. Because now, for the first time, you can start thinking rationally. You can start thinking of different options. You can start gaining skills in order to overcome the next year to 2 years. Right. So I think there's endless opportunities. Not only endless opportunities in terms of those that's going to get more, but endless opportunities because some of the biggest businesses and some of the best ideas is going to start from the blockchain within the next 2 to 3 years. And that is how we're going to rise above all this bad that people perceive to be bad. I've never had a bad experience in my life, even when my dad died when I was 7. That was one of the greatest blessings. Because of that, I became the person that I am today. So I'm immensely thankful. And a lot of people will say to me, Hannes, but you are crazy. Well, of course I'm crazy, because I believe that I am in this world, but I'm not from this world. I believe that there's a higher spiritual journey, and this is what the power goal is. It's the beginning, it's the awakening of that spiritual journey, and that spiritual journey is to help as many people as possible. So although I started with this power goal in order to show my students how to start an ebook and then a book and how to start a business from that, I gave that up, at least till this lockdown is done. And when things turn to normal, then I'm going to continue with that and my students will have the benefit of that. But for now, I'm going to let go of that, because now this power goal during this lockdown time, and at least for the next 90 days, my power goal, because I break my power goals and you'll see why in 91 days, that is going to be my focus on. But here's the thing. There's no ways that I can do it. So when I thought about this morning, I thought, Hannes, you are flipping crazy. How? 100,000 Where will you find 100,000 people? How are you going to do this? But you know what? I'm conditioned, and I'm conditioned by myself and by this PowerGoal. I do not need to know how to do it. But there's always endless opportunities, and that's one of the reasons why I want to give you this book. In other words, I'm doing everything in my power. I don't know if you know this, but I'm trying to sell you to take this book, because I cannot give it to you, even if it's for free. If you are not prepared to take this book and start reading it and applying it in your life, I can shout and I can jump and I can up and down and fall, and nothing is going to happen. You need to take the responsibility and say, okay, I'm taking the responsibility. I'm going to bring this into my life, and I'm going to use this book to change my life. But you can help me, because the moment that you do that, I've got one person less in order to get to my PowerGoal. But there's another way that you can help me, and I really, please help me. You know 5 or 10 friends. In other words, here's the thought that I had this morning. I can spread this thing, and we can spread this thing faster than what the coronavirus can spread. So we can spread this good news, this PowerGoal, to help people transform and become a far better version of themselves, even in desperate times. A lot faster than what this coronavirus can spread. And I've actually opened a spreadsheet, and I started seeing this, and I thought, but flip, this is possible. If other people can buy into this, if other people can see this, if people know about other people, maybe you don't need this book right now in your life, but maybe you know of someone that is going to need it. Or maybe you know of someone that is desperate in a position by the time that you listen to this a couple of weeks from now on, that is desperate for this, that has already lost their job, that is already behind in payments already. Then you can do that. And if you give that person hope, and a lot of people they are pride, you know, there's a lot of pride. We don't want to acknowledge that we've got suffering. But those people are suffering, my friend, especially the smaller business people, because not only are they suffering financially, they're also suffering because of this social obligation that they've got. And they want to treat those people, but what do you do when you cannot keep those people? It's a bad situation. So maybe it's someone like that, and maybe it's just to give that person hope and to show him that there is a way out of this. And then it would be worth to you to say, okay, I'll take that book and I'll send this link, because that's how you can help me. Send the link to this little chat to other people and say to them, listen to this, or send them directly and say, this is where you can find the ebook, and let them order that ebook. I'm going to give a lot more than just the ebook in the process. So that's one way of doing it. Another way that you can help me is to put it on Facebook or on YouTube. The moment that you start talking to your friends, it's going to become viral. It's going to help other people. Right, that's what I want. So share it on Facebook, share it on, I don't know where. Maybe you're a pastor, you know, and you've got a congregation, and you know that you don't know how on earth to help them really, except to pray for them. This may be the thing. Maybe you're a marketer and you've got a database and you've got something else that you can add to this. Come to me, let's take hands and let's kill this damn social problem that we are going to sit with, the end result and the financial problem. You know, I promise you that the government is going to come for your pension funds. This is going to give them a perfect opportunity to tap into those funds. It's going to give them the perfect opportunity to grab and to say, okay, we take control over the medical funds and medical aids. It's going to be the perfect situation. I hope that they don't do it. And then the Reserve Bank is going to start with quantitative easing, and they are going to deny it because that's part of the game that they're going to play. But that's going to happen. And initially that can help, and it can be an incredible tool to use. But the moment that they understand the power that they're going to have, and that's why they want to nationalize the Reserve Bank, the moment that happens, friend, we've got a problem. And then you need to prepare, and you need to be mentally prepared for that, and you need to have a PowerGoal to keep you on track and not to be distracted with all the news media and the type and the hype that they're going to try to put on you. And then there's a last way that I want you to help me, if you want to and if you can. If you're not in a position, perfect. This ebook is a powerful, powerful book. It can help you a lot without any additional help. But I want to give you a bundle. In other words, I want to give you a lot more to help to speed up this process and to embed this within your DNA so that you'll get a far deeper and a better understanding, not only in terms of what I'm talking about and have the process, but to understand the science and the metaphysicists around and behind this and the quantum mechanics around this. And it sounds great and strange to maybe some of you, but you're going to see that it's actually a very simple process, and we can now verify this in terms of the science. It is not airy-fairy. In 2005, when I started teaching PowerGoals to some of my students, people would say, yeah, it's airy-fairy and it's spiritual and they're out. Now suddenly we can actually quantify it, and we can prove that there is a wave and there is energy, and this is all that you're going to learn in the book. But you know what? In this bundle that I want to give you, I'm going to charge you 199 rands for that bundle. The bundle is worth, currently as we're selling those products within the Wealth Creators University and Method, for 3,445 rand, 499 rand. Here's my deal with you. I don't need that money. But what I want to do is I am going to take that and I'll be responsible, and I'll keep record of every single cent. I'll use that 100% for marketing in order to get this ebook out and to get it out to as many people as possible. So I know that you're going to do your part, but that contribution that you're going to make is going to put me and my organization in a position. I'm not going to use it to pay their salaries or to give me any benefit. And we can do an audit on that. I'll use it 100% as part of the marketing and to benefit this group. So immediately, not only are you going to get the ebook, which anyone that asks for it will get it, but I'm going to give you access to the quantum awakening experience. That call, that spiritual call that you've got to become the best that you can be, that transformational process, and explain in a video course of 8 sections or 8 parts exactly how this works. And that is going to line up with this book that I've done, because in the book I can only go so far, because then I need to start showing you some of the stuff, the experiences and the experiments that we've done and that's been done. You can't describe that. You have to experience that. You have to see that. This is what you're going to find in this quantum experience. Now, I haven't even got a price for that, because I'm actually busy doing the last chapter as we speak, or the last section, and I'll get it out today. So I haven't got, and I've never sold it. But I think it's in the vicinity of 7,000 rand for that course. But I did not bring it into consideration for the 3,425 rands. That is not part of it. That is just to say thank you, and please do that course as quickly as possible. The next thing that we're going to give you is we're going to give you a community where you can chapter by chapter go through it, and we will be there in order to help you. Plus, at the same time, there's a book that we're going to give you, a workbook, so that you can literally step by step go through it. This is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, the way to go through that whole process. And we want to give that to you as part of this bundle. Right, so I hope that you see that I really and truly want to give value. And that 199 rand, I promise you, is going to do someone good. Maybe you do not know, I will not know who that is, but I can guarantee you somewhere down the line, that little bit of contribution that you've made to someone that you don't even know, it's almost like giving your blood and you don't know whose life you're going to save. This is going to be an immense gift that you can give if you're in a position to do it, right? Otherwise, please don't do it. Now, there's something else that I want to give you. When I was in the insurance game, it was a very up and down game. Sometimes everything goes according to plan and sometimes nothing works out. And emotionally, it's an emotional roller coaster that I've been on. Until I look at this and I saw, but Hannes, why don't you make a game out of this thing? And you can make a game out of any job or any business, right? And I call it my point game, for the lack of anything better. But that point game is, and this course I will give to you, where I'll explain exactly where this idea came from, and then also how I implemented that game. And that game changed my life, because suddenly that stress that was on me every day, where am I going to find the next client, and who am I going to write a policy, and who can I help with financial plan, all of that disappeared because I started playing a game. And I started setting up the rules of the game so that I could win easily every single day. And I will help you because I'll give you access to this course so that you can have access and see how you can implement that in your life in the different areas. It's not just for salesmen, it's not just for business owners. It can be for a business owner to apply to his workers, employees. It can be if you're an employee and you want to excel. This game is going to be worth millions to you, just this game. So that will be included, and you'll get immediate access the moment that you buy the bundle. The next thing that I want to give you access to is the 91 Perfect Days Challenge. This is my way of doing and going through this. And this is when I started playing the game. I thought, but I need to be accountable. And then I need to know that I have to work on my mental state and my attitude the whole time. And this is actually what I've done. I've got 365 of these mental preparations to go through. So I'm going to give you the 91 days, and that is a challenge, and it's an immense challenge. But here's the thing. It's a very easy challenge because you're going to set up the challenge, and the challenge is not about your work unless that becomes a power goal, that you want to get a promotion or you want to become a director or a shareholder within the company. But otherwise, this is what's going to help you to get to your power goal. Just one thing per day, sometimes 2 or 3 things, small things that you can easily do. But the trick is to do it every day. So every day you're going to look and like the game, you're going to say, but it's easy. But it's not easy to do it for 91 days in a row. Now, what happens if you fail? That's okay. That happens. This is life. Then you start all over, right? And the lucky part is you can say, okay, I've stopped at day 24. And the next time there may be a week that you're sick or ill, or that you can't focus or can't concentrate, or your family is sick, or anything. Then you just pick it up from there and carry on until you're in the habit that this becomes a habit where, irrespective of what happened in your life, like my life at the moment, I'm doing that. That is part of my life. Of course, I stick to the 91. That's why today I start a new power goal that's going to last for the next at least 91 days, and that is to get the book out to as many people as possible. So that is the deal that I want to make you. And I cannot do this by myself. I need your help and I need your inputs in this. So please give me feedback, and if you please take up the book. If you know of other people that you can help, please give them the book and tell them, listen, this is the link. The best way to do it is to give me a review. We're going to launch on Amazon, which is going to be can be an incredible experience. And if you are prepared to give me a review there for a very limited time, I'm going to place it for just $1, and then I'm going to take it up so that it becomes in the vicinity of $15. That's the price that I'm going to sell this book, an ebook, a Kindle version of it. At that point, it's not going to be, I can promise you, for the next 30 days. So for the next 30 days, this deal will stand and you'll have access to all of that. But you can help me by writing a review, because the more people review this thing, the higher it's going to go into the rankings of Amazon, and the more Amazon will spread to other people. And that is what we want. So directly and indirectly, you can help to get a massive organization going. And we're going to call it the PowerGoal organization. And we'll put the stuff in there so that you can have a look at it and that it can motivate you. Of course, those people that's got the bundle. Thank you for this long story. And thank you for, at least if you're still with me, I know that you are serious. And that you are serious not only to help me, but to help perhaps thousands of other people, and you can do that, and maybe that can become one of your power goals. And if I can help you with that, please let me know, and let's see how we can take hands and spread this word a lot faster and do a lot more good with just power goals. And I know there's psychologists and psychiatrists and other professional people that can come on board and that can help this organization or this community. So I really want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your dedication. I want to thank you, you know, that you are open and that you are still listening to me. It is really a blessing to be where I am at the moment. And that's basically thanks to a decision that I've made way back in 2002, when I decided that I'm going to teach and that I'm going to share with people what I've done. And this is the the core of why I've done what I've done. So thank you so much for your time.